welcome to this episode of Story Talkies. We bring to you every month interesting conversations, insightful conversations that talk to us about different facets of business, different entrepreneurs, different leaders, and their learnings along the way. Today we have Anubha Singhai with us. Anubha is an entrepreneur. She is doing very good work in the physiotherapy segment. She started her career as an academic. She has been a professor. She has also been an editor-in-chief of the magazine. But all through her focus has been on curing people, helping people get better in their daily life. We all work in stressing circumstances. Our days are stretched, and it's very important for us to take care of our well-being, the physique, as we call it. And Anubha has been instrumental in making sure that the workplace is conducive, that people who are working for longer time are getting the right kind of advice, and also the elderly who need the care the most. So, Anubha, welcome to Story Talk. It is a pleasure having you here.
Thank you so much, Nidhi. It's a pleasure for me as well to be a part of this amazing initiative.
Anubha, let me begin by asking you the why did you move from being an academic to an entrepreneur? What was the motivation for that?
Well, I started my journey in this physiotherapy community in 2008. And since then, every step, as we say, journey is all about experiences. So I had this chance of experiencing a wide variety of works. I started with the academic part because I always loved reading and I loved teaching. So initially, I only wanted to be with my students and tell them more and more and more and more about it. And then after some time, after 3, 4 years, I felt that because physiotherapy is a very practical subject, so you need to be hands-on with patient. That patient, that community inspires you to give your best. So I switched to full-time clinicals in a corporate hospital and had an amazing experience there for 6 years. It because it was not only an outpatient unit. It was a multi-speciality setup where you had to work with a variety of people. Some appreciated the rehab part, some did not. For some you have to prove every day, and even for the patients, you have to have your word. You have to stand a strong stand that part. So that all counted for 10, 11 years. Then after a point, as we all say, there was a feeling of having something of your own, having a brand, having what you want to do, that freedom. What I always feel being an entrepreneur to me initially or was only about having that freedom of wanting to do what I want to do, the way I want to do, and taking the responsibilities of everything, good or bad, pass or fail, whatever it is. So that inspired. It all started with getting the Physio Times magazine. It was being run from Ahmedabad and was on the verge of closure because as we entered the digital era, the students, the young generation was all more on into digital content, was more into mobiles, and the books had a very tough time then. So it was difficult to keep that literature alive. So I don't know whether it was decided or it was just fate that we decided to take over. We did not want it to close, and we took it over having no idea how to run a publication house, no idea, and how to be an editor, how to connect with this whole community whom I never knew. I only knew my patients or my students. But this wide community of connecting the readers and the students and to the professors, to the authors, to athletes, and to we had no clue about it. But luck, and when we say luck, it's always combined with hard work. So within a year, we learned to have a community, have a group of networks which help you out. So started with Physio Times, but then finally that whole experience led us to develop PhysiQure, which is a chain of physiotherapy clinics. So that brand, that value, that the clarity that we want to give to patients, that started with that just of having your own something of your own.
It's a great journey, and yeah, starting from a publication and moving to a chain of clinics. It's quite a big feat, and congratulations to you on that. But Anubha, tell me one thing. When you said that entrepreneurship for you was freedom to do what you can, what you would want to do, and take complete ownership of the failures and success both. Uh, did it? Was there anything different, you being a woman entrepreneur, or did you think that it would be a same journey for anyone else?
In that sense, I would say ki I was lucky that my husband is in the same field, and I always had his support in whatever I never knew about, being there. So we divided responsibilities from day one. When while I was taking charge of the day-to-day activities about the concept, the whole treatment protocols and the SOPs and everything, he was there to look into the other needs as well, connecting with like-minded people, opting for developing the franchise model as well, developing the funding process and everything. So I always had the team that support, and then we built our team. There's not much of a difference, I would say, nowadays, because as we had in our program, there are so many women entrepreneurs doing so well. So there's not a difference. But yes, when there's somebody to answer all your questions and queries, and with whom you can ask all your questions bluntly, that is what a medical entrepreneur, would ask. So it was, of course, a lot of
And that is, I think, true of any entrepreneur, gender agnostic, that you need a support system around you, right? Either it comes from your family or friends or mentors or a community. So I see in your case the power of community, right? That really helped you build the concept, take it to market, expand it. Can you elaborate a bit on and it is for the entrepreneurs who are listening to us. We always think of valuation, we always think of funding, we always think of going big. But when you're starting, what matters most? How much of a support system or an ecosystem, to say, helps you?
Yeah, it matters a lot because initially that trust has to develop. Everything lasts long term on the trust basis only. That is what I feel. It's okay not to have many patients in the first 6 months. It's okay to not accept the running market charges and not to give that quality services, not to give that substandard things, anything. Fine, everything is fine. When we just started with it, COVID struck. We started in 2020 September, and we faced two COVIDs when all the team, the physios, the physical things were on roll. We were even just, we had everything, rents and all, and then there were no patients. We had that time. The patients were very afraid to come out. We had no options other than to take telehealth sessions. But then it's okay. That helped us not to move on, to develop that trust. We did whatever we could do best. We conducted sessions, we conducted, awareness programs and this and that, and we did not ask anybody to leave the team. So that team effort, that trust within the team, outside the team, for the people, I am very happy that everybody who has been connected with us since last 4 years is having the same, the trust. It never changed over the years. So it's okay to sometimes not look into the number dynamics. Of course, it matters at the end of the day, but it's fine to, keep doing good work and be content and just hope for getting it more.
And Anuma, you have built a successful model. And from the time we met about a year back, I've seen not many new collaborations that you have made and a lot more reach that you have expanded. Would you help us understand how do you, for an entrepreneur who's in a kind of business where the franchise has to build and a network has to be built? How does it work? What can you tell them? What can you guide them on?
Networking today is so much important. It's not only about developing your business, it's about having a goodwill, helping each other out, and see where we can fit in. Everybody can fit in somewhere or the other, and that's perfectly fine. Either as we say, either you ask for the financial things, or you have ask for collaborations or synergies or good work, whatever. Everybody, I think, should fit into some pieces in each other's life. We are in helping mode for each other. So we are open for all forms of synergies. We have tried from our side to ask for help, ask for see the options, whatever are available. We have never refrained from that. We have never thought, oh, the other person, what will that she or he think? If we are asking for even from conducting small webinars to conducting, camps to having associations, which might work, which might not work. It doesn't matter. What a thing, as you also, everybody has an idea, but what matters is the execution, right? So same as it. So you have to have that instinct of trying new things, instinct of fitting it with people with mutual benefits and not getting, just your personal benefit out of it. And then it works. It will work at some point of time.
Help me understand what PhysiQure does and how it also supports people, especially people who are sitting for a longer period of time in workspaces. How are you creating awareness? So I think you have different segments of people you support. One segment being the people like us who have who kind of nurture backache. Not that we don't deal with it, we nurture it. I'm sure there are elderly people you work with. You work with a cross section of people, right? And you work both in remote and in-person format. So tell us about what you do and how you work.
So PhysiQure is basically a chain of advanced physiotherapy clinics. We started with 4 clinics in 4 corners of Bhopal in 2020. Then we expanded to do the peripheral areas where there was nothing of, nothing sort of physiotherapy. Patients once discharged from Bhopal have to either, come back to stay for the treatments, or there was no option available. So we expanded to the remote, small areas with this hardly 50,000 people there in the whole place, Abdullah Ganj and Mandi, that we call it. They're basically industrial areas. So we expanded there with the sole whole, aim of awareing people about rehabilitation, what it is, how we work, and we are available for you. Whenever you want to talk to us, you can come and talk to us. So we expanded it that way. Then we expanded to the franchise model where we have the Delhi clinic, which is a franchised one. Then we expanded to the other remote areas also. And this year we have been working on the telehealth part more and more. We are developing, as you said, yes, we have sectors, and physiotherapy is an umbrella. We have thousands of conditions. We work with, of course, the geriatric population. Old age is the primary concern, because more than medicines, what I feel, they need that support, they need that the guidance, a little bit of supervision, so that they are more independent, not dependent on others, and we can manage their aches and pains without getting any harmful effects of the medicines. So that is one part. Then we work on the preventive health. That is what you said. All the IT persons, all those people who are working back to back, so there are that musculoskeletal problems that they either develop on a very acute basis, or they're prone to develop after some time. So we work with them so that they take time for themselves, and that's telehealth. It works to telehealth most efficiently. Other than that, we also conduct seminars in banks, offices, schools, colleges, everywhere. Wherever there is, I believe wherever there are people, there is a need of physiotherapy. Either it's awareness, it's not only about putting the machines on, it's about the basic common things which can make a substantial change in the lives. So we work in that sector, and we work in the supportive. So preventive, treatment, and support. 3 main areas with which we have divided all things, like the antenatal and postnatal sessions for women, and the other women's health programs for kids as well. Nowadays, because of the digital so much being there, the kids are getting a lot of postural problems, so we are there as well. Then we work on the neurological, is an important part that we take care of. The stroke patient, a paralytic patient, does not need anything more than a proper physiotherapy protocol setups to recover at the most. And we see people lying for years together, not getting the benefit, because after some time everybody loses hope. So PhysiQure is there. It's a 360-degree solution in physiotherapy. We are there on offline, we're there online, we're there for awareness, we're there for treatment. And now we are developing our own software where we can, manage, the people can take and manage their clinics, and the standards operating procedures can help.
Quite a wide array of services you are doing, and you're expanding, and our best wishes to you. But Seems a lot of work. How do you manage that?
I think team is something which you should have. Everybody should have a good team to manage. So we have trained and qualified physios everywhere. So they report the cases one on one, and we have some set standard things with everybody. Manages with that. It helps a lot when we have everything very clear. And about other thing, I don't think there's much of a problem. Only thing is, yes, we have to keep an eye on every concern that comes. We have to address every concern that comes. If a patient has a problem, he should have an option where he can connect with us. There's not that something happened at this clinic, so there's nobody to answer. No, we are there. We are there to help them out, to guide them, to connect with them, follow them up. Even the patient doesn't come for 6 months after the treatment, we connect with them to understand what is he or she doing right now. Sometimes people think physiotherapy is only getting it throughout life. It's not that. It's only about getting you better and asking trying to make a protocol so that it works at home basis very easily. There's no problem in that, but yes, supervision is important.
I hear you saying is that one of the reasons that you are able to grow is because you have set processes in place, that you have built a trust with your team and your patients alike, and you have built empathy in your system. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Yes, I just forgot to mention that we have also had this first rehabilitation hospital in Sagar, Madhya Pradesh, where we have this residential facility for the patients. So they are from anywhere, they can come, stay, get treated in a ergonomic environment where, like for a neurological patient, initial 3 months are so important that we cannot expect somebody to visit for an hour. The physio can visit for an hour and it's done. No, and for the family member, it's not possible that they keep on doing what we want them to do throughout the day. They have other tasks as well. So in a rehab setting, we always had this dream of having this setting. So now we have been running it for last since 2 years and progressed it to other high HDO and ICO also. So that is a new thing that we started on, and the team is very good. It's managing very efficient.
So, what I also hear is that you have gone about your expansion in a very thoughtful manner. You have not rushed through things. You have taken one step at a time. So, is that what you would suggest that entrepreneurs do? Because we all aim for the stars, right?
Yeah,
So,
it's
how
very as we we everybody knows it's very easy to take a leap, but then to manage it is what it matters. So one step at a time, growing bit by bit, doing one new thing every day, and trying to manage a multitasking approach to the limit you can. Don't overburden yourself. Don't take too much on your plate that you can't manage, and then it goes haphazard. So always one thing, little help.
So, I want to understand this transition from corporate to, sorry, from the academic to corporate to an editor and now to an entrepreneur. How has it impacted you as a person? What have you learned, or how have you evolved? Or is there anything different that you do today that are than you were doing, say, 10, 15 years back? How has it, the whole journey, if has it brought around any change in you, or is there something that you feel differently today?
There's so many things, I feel, and every entrepreneur learns because the journey is all about the experiences. As we started with on that note, um, initially I was a very, I would say, an introvert person. I could not, talk much to people. I was very much into my own world. But then with time and with the, you know, more and more people getting attached with us, it has become a habit to discuss everything with everyone, take their ideas as well. Even a new person joins, I always ask them, it's not about, you have to come and do what you are asked to do every day. You can discuss new things. You can discuss what we can do more. All the ideas are welcome. So that approach of inclusivity, adding everybody in the team, every person near me is a part of my team, and I would like to learn from everyone. Plus, as a person, I think I can handle a lot more now, so that multitasking to the limits has have imbibed that, because I have to manage the editions as well, I have to manage my team as well, and then we are looking for new initiatives every other day. So that thing, and of course, as a being a woman, being a mother, to manage my task as well. So this entrepreneurship journey always teaches you to do the multitasking.
And finally, I want to ask you my final question, that as entrepreneurs and as mid-sized entrepreneurs, we are the face of our business, right? Our business, like when you begin it is your persona, the word of mouth, the trust that you build. How important it is for uh, the first generation entrepreneurs, the young entrepreneurs, to build their own story, and a strong story at that, and bring it out in the market, because before your product comes in, it's you. So you are your product at the initial stage. How important do you think it's important? It is, and I see you have built that over a period of time. So if you can talk about having being out there as an entrepreneur, and being the face of your product, how important it is, and how do you do it?
It is important. You see, I always believe that we keep on doing whatever we just keep on doing whatever we want to in our own nutshell. It will not help us grow as business owners or as the entrepreneurs, because the person sees the world today sees what each other is doing. Even if I scroll through my LinkedIn connections, I see everybody doing everything new, and I do get to learn a lot from them. So everybody does the same. When we do something and we post it, and we just see, it's not about boasting, it's about telling that okay, this is also we can do, and we are doing it. The others appreciate it, most of them appreciate it. I think I have been very lucky that most of them appreciate a lot, and that sense, that builds a trust in them, that builds a value for the whole thing. Initially, like, physiotherapy wasn't talked of as much of a value. It was like a very simple thing, a very low profit thing, and it was always under some other professions. It was under, it has to be, there was no direct reference system, there was nothing but thought about it. Okay, it's just a one room thing, keep four modalities, and that's it. So we built it from there, and I'm very lucky and happy that people acknowledge it. The number of accolades that we get every year is a that mouth, I would say, appreciate, and this is an example of appreciation only. So it's very, very important to showcase your journey and your story in a proper way and manner. And I really appreciate your initiative, that you people are doing so much in helping the community learn so much about us as entrepreneurs, however small or big, whatever we are doing. If it is crafted well, it adds a lot of value. And this week is the third time I'm talking, I'm conversing, and I'm very happy, I'm very lucky to be part of it.
It's our pleasure, Anubha, to have you with us. And the Entrepreneur Chronicles, as we call this series of story talkies, is meant to inspire each other. It's meant to build our own pool of knowledge, and to disseminate to people who must know that entrepreneurship is not a lonely place. There's a lot of help, there's a lot of learning available. So it's been great talking to you, Anubha, and you've done great work. It was a pleasure for me to be there with you in the cohort, and I hope that you do much better. And all the best. May the tribe get stronger, and our tribe spread the word.
Likewise, thank you so very much. Thank you.
Thank you.